Okay, today I think what I'm going to talk to you about is how I began my journey in nutrition, as I've been in it for 20 years and I've learned a lot about nutrition. And let me tell you where it all started. Okay, I'm a hairdresser. I've been working in the beauty business for a lot of years. Don't ask me how many. Women don't like to talk about age. So I will just say a lot of years. And my husband came home one day and said, I'd like you to try this product. This guy gave me this supplement. He was always a little bit more into supplements than I was. I didn't even care what supplements meant. And he wants you to try it because you're always tired. I says, okay, I'll give it to my wife because she's always tired. And I said, I looked at it, read the ingredients, had no idea what I was reading. They were herbal supplements. And I didn't even know what herbal meant, but I just certainly didn't know what the words were. So I threw it on the kitchen table and said, I'm not going to try it. Okay. And I didn't tell him that, but that's what I said to myself. So next day he asked me, did you try the energy capsules? I said, no. And he said, would you please try them? And I said, I really don't want to. And so he got sort of disgusted with me and walked out the door. But the third day he said to me, would you please try those capsules, because the guy says you're going to really love them. And I hate for him to stop in and me say no again. So I thought, oh geez, let me take one of them. Before I left the house, I took one. By the time I got to work, I was feeling really awake. Now, I have pernicious anemia, so feeling really awake for me is not always real easy. And I've been in the beauty business for a lot of years, and the lady that I was doing said to me, wow, you look really awake this morning. She was my first client. And they're so used to me sort of dragging in there and being tired. And she says, whatever you're taking, as she was drinking her coffee, she says, I sure wish that I could have some. She says, because you look so awake. I hadn't even told her I was taking anything. So it was sort of a funny situation, because I did give her one of my capsules, and she went to work and people wanted whatever she was taking. So she was feeling great too. So that was my introductions to supplements. Now, in the meantime, I had hired a girl that said to me, I'd really like to have this job, and I get tired and I get sick a lot, but I will work through it if you could please hire me. And she says, I don't know why. I says, why do you get sick? She says, I don't know why. She says, but I do. But I'll really work hard. So her and I began the journey of working with each other. And she did a great job. She was a beautiful girl. And I knew she could fit the bill as the person in my salon that I could trust. And so we began the journey, and she was right. She did get sick a lot. And I said to her the first time it happened, I says, do you want to just go lay down for a while? And she said, you could go in the back and lay down and see if you feel better. And she did. A half an hour later, she would come out and she would say, oh, I feel so much better. Thank you so much for letting me lie down. So that was my experience with her. But now we're going to jump to another story and I'll bring you back to this beautiful girl that was working for me. So my husband and I took a trip to California, and in the meantime, I had sort of learned what herbal supplements were about. And I had found that taking some herbal supplements when I had a cold had helped me. And so now I was interested more in herbal supplements. So I went to a bookstore while we were there. They have the cutest bookstores in California, by the way. Now they're off the subject. But I went into the bookstore to find, I was sort of browsing around in the health department. I thought that would be interesting to read some books on health. Now, as it was starting to be interesting to me. And I found this one book that jumped out at me. It was a pink cover, and it said, The Yeast Connection. And I thought, the yeast connection? What in the world would that be? So I pulled the book out and started looking at it and decided it was worth buying. Took it to my room that night and started reading, and I thought, oh my goodness, this is about this girl that's working for me. I think this is it. And it's funny how you get led to things. I mean, it really is. When something is really strong in your mind, it sort of like comes out that you run into the answer somewhere. And this seemed like it really was an answer. So when I got back to my hometown and into the salon, I talked to her about this girl that's working for me, about, I think I found the answer. What do you eat first thing in the morning? And she said, Fruit Loops. And I said, oh my gosh, I think we got an answer. And she said, what? And I said, well, it's not that Fruit Loops are a horrible thing, but I'll bet that, and I'm no doctor, you understand, but I said, let's try the no sugar thing that this book talks about, and the dairy that this book talks about. Let's just cut that out, and maybe you could eat something else in the morning, like maybe an egg or something else like that. And so she did, and we found out that it was the Fruit Loops. And it's not that the Fruit Loops are bad. Again, I say that it was just the sugar that was on the Fruit Loops and the dairy, which turns to sugar. So we'll talk about that. But it was a Candida issue. And there are so many people that have Candida issues and have no idea whatsoever, have never even heard of it. I hadn't, so I'm sure that there's other people that have not heard about it. So we're not going to get into that because it can be a long story, and I think we'll just go at it a little bit at a time. And I just wanted you to know that this is where my beginning of the serious information about nutrition. Now, at this point, I did not own my own company. I was taking other supplements. But believe it or not, this led me to my own company. And as I said, isn't it strange that we get led to where we're supposed to be at the right time in your life? And thank goodness it has done that for me. So if you want more information about our products, you can click on the link below, okay, and visit us. And for now, let's just say that this is the end of this video, and I'll be talking to you soon. Bye now.